Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your November Tarotscope. So I've got a single card for you for this November. The first 2/3 of November is Scorpio season, and then towards the end of the month we will be in Sagittarius season. So happy birthday to those of you who have birthdays in November. And I've got a single card for us. So our card for November is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 of coins. So this is how, oops, sorry for the glare, this is how it looks. We have these young women and they're naked, surrounded by bubbles. Looks like they're in a kind of bathhouse. One of them's playing an instrument. We've got these luscious red kind of colors around, as well as some butterflies kind of blocking them. And then all around we have all of these coins here, okay? So we are going to see what the book has to say about the 10 of coins. Okay, Sagittarius, 10 of coins. Magical moments. The scene from the painting The Turkish Bath by Ingres, in conjunction with the butterflies and the 10 coins in a circle, represents the joy of living, the best results, proliferating talents, and great wealth. Significantly, individuality cannot be achieved in isolation. If you succeed in finding the bridge to others, loneliness, the shadow of missing individuality, will disappear, and with it the danger of drowning in the crowd. The communal bath represents the joys of sensuality and spiritual questions. The bath is a symbol of baptism, of rebirth, and of purification. In a spiritual sense, the card shows a true fountain of youth. If we bathe in its waters, daily contact with other people will not drain us, and we will be refreshed. The greatest wealth lies in acknowledging and fulfilling your contribution to the course of events. Your own experiences and those of others constitute a greater whole. You know that you will not be able to hold on to anything, and that change is inevitable, heralding new opportunities. You are aware that your actions are based on those of your ancestors, and that the younger generations will carry these forward. Time is relative. Nothing ever gets lost. Nothing keeps you from living and from feeling your own rhythm. Nothing stops you from lingering or moving on. Practical advice: cooperation, exchange, mutual support, and compromises are great as long as they are the result of each individual involved following his or her own true path. They become unnecessarily limiting if based on sacrificing your independence and your individuality. Touch the moment with the magic wand of individuality and contribute to a communal style of living in which each and every individual can walk his or her own path in joy. Then the bliss of mutuality will blossom, culminating in a culture of shared intentions. Okay, Sagittarius. So this sounds pretty positive. So there's the sense of the tarot card, the 10 of coins. Coins are that symbol of material things, of the physical world, of our talents, of finances, of resources, of wealth. And 10 is the final number in tarot. So it's this culmination, this totality of all of your wealth and your values and your talents kind of culminating in kind of an event. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're done. The 10 is the completion and the preparation to start a new cycle. So 10, it feels like, oh wow, like you have all of this wealth, you've kind of like, you've made it, you've done it. So now you are prepared to step into the new goal, to step into the new dream. With this wealth, what will you do next? With these talents that you've kind of built up and you're now confident in, how will you contribute? Where are you going to step in next? Are you going to want to sit and kind of luxuriate in the bath for a little bit longer and enjoy that kind of pleasant kind of success that you've experienced? Or do you want to just excitedly move on to the next thing? That then you'll be back at one again. So you might be then leaving that feeling of excellence and success to step into a new adventure. So there's this feeling with 10 of ending of one cycle, beginning of the other. And we see that in this card where it's talking about nothing is, nothing stays forever, and that things will kind of move forward. Change is inevitable. There will be new opportunities for excitement and opportunities for struggle as well. So there's this sort of sense already of change, that, you may be at the top now, but the wheel will turn. And that does fit in with Scorpio season, where Scorpio is about release in a lot of ways. It's letting go. Sometimes that looks like loss. Sometimes that looks like death. In the northern hemisphere here, this is that time, that middle of autumn, where things are really starting to die down now. So it feels like loss and death, but that is now creating the space and creating that decay, bringing nutrition back to the soil in order for the new cycle and the new life seed to start to grow into something else. So endings of cycles kind of has that death feeling. Scorpio is very much concerned with the whole cycle of life: sex, birth, life, death, and beginning again. So this feeling of culmination and getting ready perhaps to die from this, like an ending of this stage of wealth into the new opportunity, but also that you get to choose here. There's a lot of empowerment here that you as an individual, if you are able to grasp these cycles, if you are able to grasp that change is inevitable, therefore what we have will be lost, but what we've lost will be gained, and we will go through this cycle. You have this freedom to make your choices without being so hung up on the consequences, where you get to make choices based on what it is that you as an individual would like to do at this time with your talents and your resources, and not be so like connected to trying to wrestle out a certain end and a certain like consequence, because we know that that's always going to change. No matter what consequence or result we have, it's not permanent. So if you're so fixated on achieving that thing that you think you need, it's only going to be finite anyway. But your capacity to choose, your capacity to be connected to your desire and act accordingly, that's something that's renewable. That's something that you do have charge of. And then the other element in this card is talking about individuality and community as being very interlinked. That the loneliness that we can feel in a group of other people gets washed away if you are able to be connected to your sense of self. Then when you're connected to yourself, you feel fulfilled, and then you can be in healthy community with others without feeling this like this sort of like, oh, I'm not feeling very good about myself. But this is also not saying like that you as a hyper individual, that your success is all your own. Here, at least in the West, in North America, we've kind of got this kind of like cult of individuality going on, where it's all about your success, your dreams, do what you want, you, me. And it's very isolating because it's you achieve what you want and you have to do it. And it's also very like short-sighted because you're only really then looking after yourself, and it doesn't really encourage you to be aware of the collective and the community. So we've kind of swung really far in one direction of being hyper individual. This card is really trying to bring us back to this idea that community is a connectivity of individuals. You don't need to sacrifice your individuality in order to like support this weird ideal of the group hive mind, but you're also not so far rejecting community in trying to stand in your isolated sense of self. It's this connect to yourself as an individual, and then you will be able to individually and empoweringly choose that which is good for you and that which is good for others. And a community of empowered individuals choosing to exercise their talents and their gifts in support of each other and for their own well-being is what we are really striving for. So there's all of this so this is lots of kinds of things summed up in this card. As I said, that Scorpio season, we've got this whole kind of feeling of cycles of life and death, and allowing the death of something to create the space for a new beginning. And then towards the end of the month, when we get to Sagittarius season, we get some birthdays going. Sagittarius is then bringing this light of truth, of seeking the truth, seeking this kind of big truth of not just being bound by facts, but bringing more purpose into things. And being connected, Sagittarius is also very much about our belief systems, what we believe about ourselves, what we believe about the world. So we're kind of bringing all this kind of back up into this greater context of truth and expansion and greater learning. And there's going to be a kind of brighter light feeling to it, where Scorpio can feel kind of dark, kind of heavy with a lot of these endings. And then we roll into Sagittarius that turns this brighter fire light back on again and says, okay, let's look at what just happened. Maybe we've got some endings. Maybe things have been shaken up a little bit, but what are we going to do with it? Let us be very honest and seek the truth about our experiences, not shy away from it, and then kind of move forward there. So that's kind of, yeah, I'm just going to leave it with that here. There's lots to think about with this card. And I mean, it feels very nice. It feels kind of like, all right, we're sitting in a good position here, and we're about to embark on something new. So, and that's a really great kind of feeling to have at a birthday time anyway, is this kind of, okay, we just closed the cycle of another year, and we're beginning this new chapter with our birthdays, so this feels kind of really fitting for us, Sagittarius. So that's what's up for you this month. If you want any additional support and understanding of the planetary transits that are happening during this time, my Scorpio season Pay What You Can workshop is available up on the YouTube channel and on my website, so feel free to check that out. Thank you in advance for all your lovely, generous donations, and I will see you next month, Sagittarius. Take care.